Hello everyone, welcome to With the Bentleys YouTube channel, and today we're talking about expensive versus cheap clothing. Should you buy expensive, should you buy cheap, or should you just find cheap somewhere in a bin and just wear it?
In the bin?
Well, maybe, because it's cheap, isn't it? Maybe it's free. You don't always have to pay for clothing. Anyway, to my left is
Ricky.
And I'm Daniel. So thank you for coming to this channel. Make sure you like and subscribe while you're here. And we're not gaining any subscribers, which is
at all.
Is actually quite funny.
Yeah, but we keep on putting videos out of our own interest, right? Actually, I quite like our just a little chat rather than before we were doing episodes that put like a lot more workload on James as well.
James, exactly, yeah. It wasn't us really, was it? No. We just used to hang around and doing coffee with the Bentleys, and James would be the one working for weeks and weeks, a year doing it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're going to be talking about cheap versus expensive clothes. Do you want cheap or do you want expensive? Does it really matter? What do you think, Ricky?
My opinion is it doesn't really matter. Ultimately, it depends on what you want from your life. And I don't think you should stick everything expensive or everything cheap, because I've met people in my life that everything they wear have to be a brand. Like they would have something tees, and they will have like a Gucci shirt, then they have like even underwear have to be branded. Then I think that is a little bit too extreme, and I don't think it's very necessary, because I think if you look good or not, ultimately, it doesn't really depend on what clothes you wear. From my experience, because I used to be a dancer for quite a long time, so I met a lot of girls. So, some of the girls, they're actually quite attractive that you see actually they're being physically fit. You know, they probably don't have amazing face, but they're physically fit, then it makes whatever they wear nicer. So even it's only some stuff from Tesco's or Primark. So if you have a nice body, then that will,
what do you think? Like, not necessarily just looking attractive. What about, do you think, like the impression you create onto other people?
I think clean is more important than being branded, right? Or if you fancy a certain brand, then that's fine.
Clothing is such a weird subject. I mean,
don't go live beyond your means.
Yeah, look at Kanye West, right? He brought out that range of, what was it called, James? Do you remember?
What?
Kanye West's range of clothing. There's a name for it. It's not derelict, is it? It's something. He came out with a range of clothing. He brought the Yeezys. They're like his trainers, and he brought out a range of clothes, like a full range of clothing, which looks like you're just wearing clothes that a homeless person would wear. Called? And that's style, and that's cool, and that's fashion, right? But these clothes are very, very expensive and look very, very rubbish.
I thought that kind of thing is a style called rich beggar or something like that.
Oh, it probably is. It probably is. But it's very interesting that you can spend a lot of money on something that's perceived to be good. You know, it throws back to that story about that king who got that finely sewn outfit by his expert people, and actually it wasn't an outfit. They told him it was an invisible gown, and it was most graceful beauty or something.
No, is that if you're smart, if you're wise, you will be able to see it. But if you're stupid, you can't see. You perceive like he's naked,
but actually he was just naked.
Yeah, but most people are like,
oh my goodness, you're so clever. Oh yeah, it's a great outfit, but actually he's naked. Just shows what a fool the king is, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, because his own worth based on what the other people say about him.
I think kids are great. I think kids are really smart.
Yeah, they're very simple.
You know, kids don't really care about the clothing that much.
No,
they don't really care.
No, animals,
it's not important. It's not really important. It's only when you get older where a certain style is more important than another one. And you think to yourself, oh, well, I'll just go along with that.
Oh, you've got a phone call.
It's not really important. And to be honest, spending a load of money on clothes that make you look worse than if you just went to like the cheapest shop that was let's say a second-hand shop, and you just got a t-shirt, a jacket, jeans, and a pair of trainers, okay? It would probably look better than the range from Kanye West.
You know, now you talk about it probably look better and stuff like that. So what do you think about, I feel like a lot of human behaviors actually is only on the mind. It's it might not be true, but that's on their mind.
It's perception.
They play it as if it's a fact. For example, it's like scientifically, it say when average people looking at themselves in the mirror, they perceive themselves as 40% more attractive than what they really are. Then we go back to this. So what is attractive?
Oh.
So when you say, if you buy such simple clothes, you might look more attractive. But in their mind, they probably think when they head to toes, Gucci or whatever,
they feel more attractive.
Then they feel like they're more attractive.
Yeah.
Because I've seen
definitely
one day I think we were eating sushi and something. Then there is a guy outside the shop, and he was like, because you can tell head to toe is that everything is
branded.
Yeah, it's branded. Then the way he hold himself, you can tell that he actually feel really good about himself.
I think he's just screaming for attention. Just like he's just not opening his mouth to scream. He's screaming with what he garms
body language.
His torso with.
Torso.
He decides to get some exquisite garments and throw them over his body.
Yeah.
And, accentuate whatever features he thinks he has.
Yeah.
So other people perceive him as this excellent, wealthy, intelligent individual.
Yeah. So can I say that if somebody's goal is to attract people's attention by using expensive clothes, then that's actually not a very successful thing?
No, it's not really. You look at it's an interesting subject. You could go into it a lot.
Yeah.
But I think any advice for the people watching this video is really don't worry too much.
Balance.
Don't worry too much about expensive. Shall I tell you what expensive can help with?
Yeah.
Quality.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay. You can go to a cheap shop and get a cheap T-shirt for £5.
Yeah.
It lasts you a year. You throw it away. Okay.
Primark. Some of the stuff is alright. Some of the stuff you feel like you can literally throw it away next week.
Yeah, you can spend five bucks if you're American. Yeah, on a T-shirt, throw it away after a year, or you can spend 500, and it lasts you 10 years.
Yeah.
So actually, you've ended up spending 10 times the amount if you divide up the time. For what? Just because it's branded. To me, it doesn't really make any sense. Brands itself don't really make sense, but I think it's like people judge you so much
based
as
on
you're just walking down the street, what car you drive, what your hairstyle's like, all that stuff. People are judging you based on it, and they want to force you into a category of what they believe you to be.
That goes back to our last episode about what is the view towards money, isn't it?
Yeah, like for me, I'm not in any one category. I am myself. You can't take me and shove me into one of your categories. Yeah? I refuse to be put into that category. I believe to be my own, being. I'm my own being with my own psyche. And I think that it's important to embrace whatever is me.
Yeah.
Yeah? I can't be and make decisions for anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So I see people all the time judging other people. They're like, oh, he's wearing a suit. And that suit costs £2,000.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy's wearing a suit and it costs him £250. Mm-hmm. Therefore, he's richer, he's better. Yeah? Because of the clothes he's wearing. Now, really, that suit that's $250 might be a lot more practical. It might not be. Maybe the quality isn't as good. But maybe after a year, he's like, oh, I've put on a bit of weight. I'll go get another suit.
Yeah.
And then he can change his suit. It really depends on your taste when it comes to quality.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you're going to get a backpack or something like that, get a quality backpack. I've seen some people walk down the street and they've got this backpack and one of the straps is broken. And they're holding it on the shoulder, it's falling off onto the floor and they're making a right mess of themselves, right? And this bag, the zip is broken and they've zip tied it back and all this stuff and it's just a mess. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace to have a backpack like that, right? So get yourself a quality backpack. And if the one that you've got is a bit broken, buy a better one.
Yeah.
Right? As for trainers, get a good pair of trainers. Don't get yourself this flimsy-soled rubbish, yeah, that as soon as you get it in contact with water, it dissolves into 1,000 pieces and stinks to high heaven, right?
But to be honest, most of stuff that you can buy off high street, the quality is okay.
Quality's all right.
They don't really sell bad quality stuff that much anymore.
Yeah, because it gets returned immediately.
Yeah, so they don't do that. So average stuff, they're all okay.
Yeah, I mean, I've had some items of clothing literally have lasted me a day.
Yeah.
A day, literally. I put it on, it's ruined. Throw it in the bin, you know? And that's when, like, quality, but not necessarily, like, Gucci might not be good quality. Honestly, might not be. Usually they make it out of decent materials and it's sewn well. And the thread they use is good. And the cut's nice.
The clothes, yeah.
But right, so
that only fit in certain body type as well. It's not like a Gucci will fit every single human being.
No.
It's not every single human being where Gucci will look the same. I also think
like these companies strive so hard to create this brand and the brand is what people are investing in rather than the actual product that they're selling.
Yeah, that's
I think it's
they
like
follow
that.
The marketing, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's like that with Apple too. Like Apple make these products, they are good, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
they are good.
like Apple.
Like the amount of money they put into research and development is a lot. But
and advertisement.
It's interesting that they last a certain amount of time and then go kaput.
Yes.
Right? And it makes me think that maybe they're kind of subtly putting a life into these products so that you're forced to just go back and get a new one.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they keep updating these things makes you think that, yeah, you need to go get a new one all the time.
Yeah.
And I think it's kind of like that with styles and brands. I mean, flares, right? Do you remember flares? Anyone watching this video? Flares were popular in like, what, 60s, right?
Are you exposing your age
70s.
here now?
I wasn't born. But flares were popular at some point in time. Back in like 2005, they came back again.
Yeah.
People were wearing flares, not like the 70s, don't get me wrong, but some people were deciding, I'm going to go to the shop, buy some flares and wear them because
I think the
stylish.
90s, it was popular for a little while as well.
It comes back again. Everyone says styles come back around.
Yeah.
You know, some styles, it's popular to have a Mohican, you know, these mohawk haircuts.
What, like a skunk?
Yeah, sometimes it's popular. A skunk?
Yeah, you said it, the middle.
I didn't say porcupine. I don't know what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is styles come back around and it's the same with clothes. And I think that's a lot to do with not necessarily people's styles, but also to do with what the shops are selling and what's relevant and cool at that time.
You know, I've noticed a trend in quite a lot of people is like, you know, when certain look is popular, for example, recently has been like a denim jacket and stuff.
Yeah.
So everybody's wearing a denim jacket and that is not the issue. Then, you know, for example, like when Angelina Jolie was really popular, then you see loads of people, you know, to get that kind of plastic surgery, try to look like her.
I bet the viewers, yeah, go on.
Nowadays, then Kim Kardashian, she's popular. Oh. Then you just see endless women that have like Botox and stuff. Like I want to
look like Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, and that skinny leggings and you know that look. And also, if you go to Trafford Center, like every other woman come in front of you, they all have, you know, like a Botox on the lip, and it's just. So why
is what it is?
I think it's similar that they why don't they appreciate what they've got? Why they have to make themselves look like the other people?
Why can't you embrace your difference? That's what I do. I mean, to be honest, I'm a trendsetter when it comes to clothing. Yeah.
What trend have you set?
My trend is in the future. Yeah. You won't know until you get there, all right? No, but for me, I prefer to wear very simple clothing. I never really go over the top. I mean, I've got a few fur jackets and, you know, stuff that's a little bit questionable.
You never want to go over the top. Sometimes your look is really insane.
What do you mean?
But it's not like you try to be someone else. But
I'm just being me. I remember I went through a hip-hop phase.
Hip-hop phase.
That was an awkward phase. I used to go shop at this it was like, the shop was called like Scar or something like that. Scarce or something. It was like a scary shop and you go down into it and there's like a black guy there serving you and stuff, right? And he'd be like,
where is that?
In town. And I used to go into that shop, right? And they used to be selling t-shirts and jeans and stuff like that. I remember I bought this very, very oversized pair of jeans. But you know why they looked good? They looked good because from when they're brand new, they're quite like, rigid. So when I put them on, the fall of them was really nice. After I washed them with like some, with like soft, you know, like the soft fabric wash, they suddenly turned really like loose and they just dropped down like they were like 2 feet too long. It looked ridiculous. I looked like an absolute loser. And I bought t-shirts that are like 5 times too big for me and stuff like that, 5XL and all.
You know how can you solve that issue if you find your
starch?
You can use starch.
I figured it out later on.
Again.
Yeah, and I used to get you to starch my jeans, remember?
Yeah.
When we first got married. I was like, Ricky, I've got some jeans over there. Go buy some starch them for me.
I was like, what is starch? Then I realized
you found out.
It's some old school stuff.
This is what old people use.
Only people like born in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah, but the thing is, styles come back around and now it's futuristic, isn't it?
Actually, you can still buy it, but only one brand do it.
Oh, right, is it?
Yeah,
Stork or something like that.
Stalker.
Starch. Stork what? Nobody's talking about stalkers, Ricky.
It's only one brand. I think it's not a very popular product, to be honest.
Yeah.
Probably not anymore.
Clothing is an interesting subject, so thank you for viewing this video. I hope you enjoyed our entertaining conversation. And on to the next video, my friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you've got any questions that you think we can answer, with thebentleys@gmail.com.
Email us.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.